Welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Dale Schwetz with Steve Lane, and we are live, Grand Champions Polo Club. And we are back to field number 4, and this field is like a pool table. They have not played any polo on this polo field this season, so this should be a spectacular semifinal for the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup. The weather today here in southern Florida has been very, very chilly. The cold breeze is blowing down from the north. The skies have had clouds all day long. It's going to be perfect for the four-legged athletes, but it is a little chilly as it was this morning. Congratulations to Loudmouth. If you missed that game, you can go back and check it out, of course, on our YouTube channel for CTV Sports. And, man, it was a roller coaster. But we got our both mounted officials out there, Gaston Dorniak and Roddy Matthews, with both the teams that are ready to go. I got to tell you, they've been out there ready for the last couple of minutes. They want to get this one going. So let's go to the team introduction and Steve Lane.
Thank you, Dale. Yes, we've got two teams in the black and yellow is Dundas with Sarah Siegel Magnus playing number 1. Hope Ariano playing number 2, and Mia Cambiaso is joining us here for the semifinals playing number 3. And Robertito Zeta playing back. For Dracaris, the team in black with the gold on the front and the back, we have Chaitan Krishna playing number 1, Joseph Schwartz playing number 2, Leon Schwenke, the workhorse, playing number 3, and Brandon Phillips playing the defensive position. And right now, Hope Ariano is on the move, followed up there by Cambiaso, right over to where Schwenke clears that ball away from the opponent's goal, and Schwenke on the move right here with Sarah Siegel Magnus staying right with him. Schwenke checks down, so does Magnus. Schwenke trying to get around Sarah. She can certainly ride. Look at that pony. Look at her spur that pony to stay with Schwenke. And Schwenke bringing it back towards the center. Now sends a shot downfield. Looking for Joseph Schwartz, and Robertito Zeta ridden off there, unable to get the back shot off. Brandon Phillips wanted to check down and let that ball catch up to him, but Schwenke says, hey, I got it right here. And Schwenke trying to outrun Mia. Now Schwenke on the near side, going to bring the ball back over to the boards and try and take it down into that no-man's land corner. Unable to get it, but Zeta does. He comes together. A right-off right there. Right up to now Chaitan Krishna. Chaitan Krishna looking over his shoulder, seeing which way to go. He's going to take it underneath this horse's neck as well. Oh, that's Brandon. Excuse me. Yes, it is Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phillips checks down. Hope Ariano goes on ahead. Hooked out of there on the play by Phillips. And now coming through is Joseph Schwartz. Mia Cambiaso in there and breaking loose as Schwenke headed towards goal. And Schwenke, the first goal of the game of the second semifinal of the second game today.
Leon Schwenke had 3 goals. Keep an eye on him, as Brandon Phillips and Schwenke, they are the motor. They're the battery that keeps this Dracarys team going. But remember, Chaitan Krishna, he scored 2 goals in the last game, so you need to keep an eye on him at a -1 rating. He has been pulling the team, and Joseph Schwartz has been doing a phenomenal job in the middle, making those hooks and bumps, being the workhorse. On the other side, you know how it works. You got the 3 ladies, Sarah, Hope, and Mia. First time, Steve, here at the Grand Champion Polo Club, the 3 ladies were playing in our regular polo, our league polo, with gentleman, Zeta, and he's a great captain. So we'll see how the ladies, can keep it going with Zeta. I know it's a very strong team, as we know, Hope and Mia coming off of playing in the Argentine Open, Mia being the winner down there in Argentina, and actually Hope going to 9 goals down there. So these are very strong ladies. And, of course, Sarah, she takes all the penalty shots, and she's very strong.
Certainly is, and right now those ladies taking the ball to the goal, but unable to convert, and Brandon Phillips going to bring the ball in off the back line, having a little chat right there. And now Phillips. Schwenke backing him up, following him up, and Phillips sends it across the field right to Chaitan Krishna. Chaitan right here on that gray pony, hits the ball forward down the field. Robertito Zeta, a little help there from the pony. Looks over his shoulder, unable to connect the second time. And Robertito Zeta takes it forward, taking it the opposite way. Looking here to change direction and come back towards the east end. Schwartz has to clear out of the way right now. Now, Robertito lets that horse move on out, trying to find Sarah Siegel Magnus. Sarah able to get to the offside, and Hope Ariano up there as well. And Leon Schwenke Schwenke couldn't get all of it. A back shot out of there by Phillips. Over to Schwenke. What a great team play right there. And now Schwenke a little bit too far underneath his horse's neck. Hope Ariano going to pick it up. With a back shot, Brandon Phillips intercepts it and has Chayton Krishna well downfield all by himself. Nobody marking him. Chayton realizes he's got 8 horse lengths out front. Tops the ball just a little bit, and Robert Tito Zeta coming back around. Horton Schwartz coming in there and bit off a little bit more than he could chew. And not Horton, but Joseph. And
at least he's a Schwartz.
He's a Schwartz. Got the second name right.
Hey, if we're going to mix one up, you might as well mix it up. Of course,
Yeah.
Horton being Joseph's father, and I've said that a few times, Steve, so don't worry about it. Well, there you go. That's a great way to start out our first chucker of our second semifinal of the day, Steve, and I must say a lot different than our first game today, as this one had been wide open, no fouls, running and gunning, and we're going to go to our first courtesy change, and this is the perfect reason to have a courtesy change, as we had no stoppage at all, as they have been running up and down the field. So we're going to go ahead and have a penalty down there. It looked like Zeta had control, and he was going to turn that ball, but Joseph's coming across, kind of tagged him with his mallet there a little bit. So they're going to move it, and I like this move. Our 2 professional umpires working today, one from the UK, Roddy Matthews, Gaston Dorniak from Argentina. 2 of our top umpires that work in the World Polo League and did a fabulous job this morning in a game where they had to blow 23 fouls, Steve. And you being a manager, double-A umpire yourself, umpire of the year status, and manager of the umpires, you understand that is a lot of fouls to be blown in one game.
Yeah, it certainly is. In fact, we used to say that about 15 at halftime was too many. If you get to the 6th chucker and you get 21, 22, that's too many. And, of course, the umpires do have that option of moving everything up a notch. So what that does, a penalty that would normally be from the center would go to a 4. And there are no spot hits. No spot hits.
Yeah, you got it. I thought, you might win about it, but I did reach out to talk to Yellowstone afterwards. I liked what he wanted to do. First tournament of the year. Then we knew both of those teams. We studied them, as that's what we do at Chucker at CTV Sports. We study these teams. We break them down. We will be giving you the stats at halftime. And remember, we got a 1-goal handicap here. So Dracarys getting that 1-goal and handicap is going to give them 2 goals here. And this is what they did well last time with Chayton. They're using them here. They got him out in front, and he capitalized early, Steve, and they got up a couple goals. But Zeta is a true captain, and these 3 ladies that are playing with him are higher level, and they are mounted. I am very, very thrilled to be doing this game with you today. Looks like we got everybody back after our courtesy change with 3:30 on the clock. Here comes Robertito.
Zeta right here looking for teammates downfield, and Joseph Schwartz staying back there with him. Now Zeta goes on by Schwartz, working the ball towards the center of the field. He's got a little slap neck shot, unable to get it there. It's going to bounce off of a pony, but coming on through is Mia Cambiaso, and she is going to score following up Zeta, so their first goal of the day from the field.
Welcome back, Mia Cambiaso, as her first touch of the day is a goal, so that's a good sign right there. And trust me, this young lady, she is mounted to the tees, as we say in the game of polo, and she knows the game very well. She plays with Zeta a lot, Sarah a lot. She's played against Hope. They never played together. I've actually got to talk to Hope about that. But they played a lot against each other, so they know each other well, and it should be a great combination.
Schwenke right now hooking Sarah Siegel Magnus out of the bowl in and waiting for Robert Tito Zeta to clear. Schwenke coming on through now, told to use it by the umpires, doesn't get all of it, and Robert Tito Zeta going to try and beat Joseph Schwartz to the ball. Schwartz with a nice hook right there and ends up with the ball. A high goal play, and that's got to make Mama Tracy proud. And now Schwartz with a shot towards goal, just a little bit off to the left-hand side.
Super strong play. You said it, Steve Lane. I don't even need to add any color to that. Joseph Schwartz on 1 goal. I mean, making the hook and taking the ball down. Probably should have slowed down there a little bit, rushed the goal shot, but he's only a goal. He'll learn that. Just take your time a little bit. The adrenaline gets going. But here we go, back and forth with 1:52 on the clock.
Hope Ariano couldn't quite get all of it, and Schwenke's going to check down. Schwenke checking down. Brandon Phillips taking a player out from behind, and here comes Leon. Leon Schwenke ridden there by Mia Cambiaso. Schwenke couldn't get that bouncing ball for the next shot, and in comes Hope Ariano. Now Mia Cambiaso tops it too. Joseph Schwartz in there as well. Now Zeta turns it back towards the center. Schwartz got no play in a line drive right down to that paint pony underneath Sarah Siegel Magnus. And Sarah taking that ball to goal. She's going to the spur. Look, Hope Ariano behind her, giving her time, taking out the defending player. Sarah able to come back, but that ball is going to trickle over the back line.
Yeah, no problem. But Robertito Zeto, he is applauding this run right here. This is a great polo play by Dundas 1 as they find Sarah out in front on the little paint pony. I love the pinta. And as you said again, Steve, awesome play by Hope Ariano to keep that player at bay so that Sarah could get a good run off to the left side, but a positive possession.
And Schwanke brings the ball in off the back line, finding Joseph Schwartz. He's trying to outrun Sarah, and Sarah's staying right there with him, able to go back to the offside, and look at this. Joseph Schwartz carrying it. That team has gone coast to coast like butter on toast, as you
said
said.
It, brother, and that is a true coast to coast like butter on toast, Steve Lane. We got to double up on that one, and what a run here. And this is a great start here for young Joseph Schwartz. I mean, remember, in his last game, he had a couple fouls early. We talked a little bit about that. They were just kind of, young player plays. He just got caught, not checking his shoulder. He's come out very focused, playing very strong, picks up another goal. And look at this. We're going to go ahead and leave here. And that should be 3-1. So we'll go ahead and put that to 3-1. And wow, what a start here to the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup second semifinal of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Foot golf is a kind of life, and also it's a combination about golf and football.
So I got into sport through social media. Someone approached me on Twitter and said, "Have you tried it?" I'd never heard of it at that point. So I went to my local course and tried it and just completely fell in love with the game.
This is not as easy as it looks on your body. It's a lot of kicking. We don't normally kick these many hard kicks in soccer.
For me, this and the U.S. Open are the two top U.S. tournaments. It's something we all look forward to every single year.
Great fun, and I think everyone will enjoy it when they try it. You can't not have fun.
When you set goals at the start of the season and you're able to achieve them at the end of the year, I think I can speak for everyone and say when we set goals and we make the sacrifices that we make, which a lot of people don't see, and then it all comes to fruition, it's a good feeling.
I literally live, breathe foot golf.
All right, here we go. All teams ready to rock and roll here, and I want to thank the patience of the players because they are ready to go. But, of course, we are live on CTV Sports, and we hope you're enjoying our commercials there. Remember about the foot golf, and Steve and I are going to talk more about that. But look at this, Steve Lane. This is going to be a run-and-gunning game from the beginning to end.
It certainly is, and Robert Tito Zeta winning that bowl in. Couldn't quite get it to the goal. Followed up by Hope Ariano and her shot just a little bit off to the left-hand side, outside of that left-hand post. So Dracaris will bring it back in and put it back in play, as does Brandon Phillips for Dracaris. Leon Schwanke over in the center. Chayton Krishna downfield, but being marked by Sarah Siegel Magnus, and I predict that that's probably her job of the day today. And so far, she's done a fabulous job at that. Hope Ariano and Schwanke come together. Schwanke able to check up. Hope Ariano goes on by, and now Schwanke releases a shot, looking for Phillips. Phillips on the near side, just getting by Mia Cambiaso. Joseph Schwartz coming in there as well. And now, Hope Ariano is going to win the play. A back shot by Ariano right over to Zeta. Zeta and Schwenke come together in the ride-off. Zeta working the ball off the boards. Mia Cambiaso breaking downfield. Zeta still tapping that ball right in behind Schwenke. And now Zeta releases the shot straight down parallel with the sideboards. Cambiaso doesn't waste any time. Straight up to Sarah Siegel-Magnus. Sarah unable to reach back. And Joseph Schwartz bringing the ball across field, and he's found some momentum. And in comes Mia Cambiaso for the ride-off. Schwartz wins the ride-off, but told to leave it by Schwenke, which was a good play. Schwenke now going the wrong way, and a back shot called for a tail shot, which Brandon Phillips was unable to get to. And now a lucky break right here. Joseph Schwartz up to Brandon Phillips, and look out. We have got a runaway right here. Hope Ariano barely could not get the hook, and Phillips, the ball off the post, in through and over the goal line. So what a great play there by Dracaris.
Yeah, running and gunning. You got to give it up to the young Joseph Schwartz once again, raising his level. Man, his first two chuckers here, just a little bit bad luck there. Hope Ariano, she had the opportunity at the tail shot. It bounces off a pony, and then Joseph playing one-touch polo, one-touch soccer, hitting that ball. And remember, we know how well that Leon Schwenke and Brandon Phillips are mounted, Steve. You and I talked about it in their last game. They were mounted up, and it made a lot of difference, those four-legged athletes that they're riding. And that one touch gave Brandon the opportunity to get out in front of Hope, and they finish it off once again to get another goal here. And at the moment, Dracaris is firing on all cylinders.
Brandon Phillips trying to get that ball out of the bowl in right here, and a next shot down the field, but nobody home but Robert Tito Zeta. Zeta turning the ball towards the outside of the field, bringing it back now towards the center. Chaitin Krishna right there as well, but Robert Tito Zeta having a lot of time to hit the ball down the field. And Joseph Schwartz, a little bit too eager, too aggressive, is going to come across with Cambiaso at lesser angle, so the whistle will sound.
Yeah, I like it. Mia, super smart, super knowledgeable. Of course, you know who she sits with all the time. And, you know, the GOAT. And that's just a very smart play by Mia. I can't get all this on Joseph on this one, though, Steve, because, man, that's one of those tight plays where he might be able to get out there in time. And if you notice, on the last play that he came over, one of the plays that he had in our previous game was he just wasn't looking over his shoulder. But if you saw him looking over his shoulder on the last play against Mia before he hit that ball to Brandon, so he definitely schooled up, ready to rock and roll. It's bad luck here. It's one of those plays you go for. The problem with this play is you got to move it down to a 60. And we know, Steve, that anything is 10 yards from the center line, even 20 yards if you have somebody going, but anything 10 yards, even if nobody's going, they're going to move it.
They certainly are. So a 60-yard defended shot right here for Dundas, the team in black. And Robert Tito Zeta on that great pony is going to take the shot. Here is Zeta. Oh, Zeta, that's a one hit at, but in the umpire's opinion, he did try and score. That was not a pass. Had they deemed that that was a pass, then it would be a spot hit for the other team. But he just stopped the ball, hit a bad shot. The umpires say, well, you know what? He was trying to score. He was not passing it over to Mia. And right now, Brandon Phillips digging the ball off the boards, trying to get around Zeta. And Phillips right up to Chaitin Krishna. Nope, Chaitin unable to get to it, but Mia Cambiaso does, and Joseph Schwartz right there with him, and Robert Tito pounds that ball back down the field. Schwartz and Cambiaso coming together. Cambiaso on the near side. Brandon Phillips looking over his shoulder. Schwenke calling for it. Schwenke coming in there, but ridden off, and Hope Ariano wins the play, and whistle on the play, so.
Yeah, I like this call. It's a quick whistle, and it's a really good whistle right here. Rodney Matthews right on the play. I like this play. This is the ducking and diving play. Hope beats him early. Schwenke goes back to the inside, catches her behind the saddle. You got to shut that down early, get rid of it. You know that, Steve. You've coached me for many years on that. Get rid of that contact early. You'll never see it again. I love this call, especially right about this time of the game, 3:45 on the clock to be precise. We got a courtesy change coming. Clean it up.
Yeah, no, you want to deter that foul from happening again. And, people say, well, penalty 5 from the spot, that's no penalty. Hey, but we've seen a lot of them scored from the spot, haven't we?
And we know coming from a courtesy change that any possession is huge. As we watched this Dracarys team take 2 penalty ones in their last game and get possession and score, and that's one of the big reasons why they are in this game today.
Yeah, and you know what? On this particular play, Hope Ariano at 2 goals, going the opposite direction of where they're trying to score. And now, with the spot hit, they have the ability to tee that ball up. They can have the strongest player on the team hit the foul shot if they like, and they're going in the direction that they're trying to score.
No, I like it. I like it. It's great communication by the 2 mounted officials. That's just good teamwork by the guys on the field, and it also gives an opportunity for Hope to check her pony. Not a big speed foul behind the saddle, but I love all the combinations. Well explained there, Steve, as that's a big play, and that gives Robertito, the captain of the Dundas team, the opportunity to get his team lined out. It's just a perfect scenario all the way across the board.
I wonder who's going to hit this foul shot. You think the 4 in black will?
Yeah, they are. I said Robertito, he said he's going to get the girls going here. Now, remember, this is Mia's first game, so it might take a chuck or two just get their flow going, as they were playing with Dominguez and did a fine job. Got to give love to Dominguez. So here we go, and it looks like it's going to be Sarah.
Magnus right here has a difficult neck shot if the ball stays on the field, and it does. She backs it, and now Joseph Schwartz coming in there. So does Hope Ariano. Hope Ariano trying to get the ball back over towards the center of the field and has a conglomerate of gold jerseys to go through, and now Joseph Schwartz hits that ball out of that pack. Hope Ariano with a back shot, but it bounces off a pony. Joseph Schwartz picking up the first shot, hooked on the second shot. Robertito Zeta. Just a little flip shot back to Hope Ariano. Cambiaso there. Can't go down the field. Player caught. And now Hope. Hope coming back. Riding off Schwanke. A nice centering shot towards goal, but Schwanke back there. Schwanke with a one-time offside shot. Now Chaitan Krishna unable to get to it, but here comes Mia Cambiaso. Mia Cambiaso taken out of there by Schwanke, and we've got an umpire's whistle on the play.
Yeah, so there you go. Nice control play here. It starts with the captain. Zeta, he finds Hope. Hope, I thought she hit a nice pass, a perfect pass to Sarah, but Sarah elected just to go ahead and let Schwanke back it, but it works out here because Mia does a fabulous job picking it up, and Schwanke's going to get caught coming across from the right to left, and a good call here, and this is going to be an open goal penalty, too, from about 10 yards out from the spot.
So, yeah, the umpire's looking right down the line, and Schwanke just falling across that right away after completing the shot. So, and Dale, you and I have talked about it. Had he had to flatten out, he might not have gotten that shot off.
100%. And you also have the problem with Mia running into the back of him if he does flatten out, so it'll be Sarah.
And Magnus pushes it on through on that penalty, too. So her first goal of the game, and Dale, she was out there practicing twos and threes.
I was just going to bring that up. I was just going to bring it, make sure that everybody knew that's watching our game today here on CTDB Sports that Sarah hit about 50 balls before the game. She is solid. And listen, I've already talked about it. I was talking about snow polo up in Aspen, Colorado, where without her making up the penalties, they would not have survived, her team, to win the World Snow Polo Championships in Aspen, Colorado.
So, umpire Dorniak puts the ball back on the grounds, and Zeta comes together, and Cambiaso going back, taking that ball towards the east end of the field, trying to get around Joseph Schwartz right there. Cambiaso coming in, and Hope Ariano falls in behind. A nice shot right there by Hope Ariano. Mia going for broke right here, and cleared out of there by Schwartz, leaves it there, but Brandon Phillips able to put mallet to it, and now Schwanke dribbles it down the field for the big shot. Zeta and Brandon Phillips coming together, but Zeta beats him to the ball. An open back shot right here. Hope Ariano reading the play very well. So does Mia Cambiaso. Hope turning it back towards the inside, and a close play right there, but totally legal, totally organized, and well done by Hope Ariano. Sarah Siegel Magnus with a neck shot. Unable to complete it. Hope Ariano following her up and out of the air and on the ground on the near side. That Ariano near side is working today there with Zeta's Angels.
Well, Dundas won. This is the true power polo play, and it starts with Roberto Zeta. Zeta hits a perfect open back shot to Hope Ariano. Cambiaso drops in the rumble seat. That gives Hope the opportunity to drop that ball back inside. If she misses it, Mia's right there. She finds Sarah Siegel Magnus on the far side of the field. Snara saps one back to the inside, either for Mia or Hope, and Hope finishes it off on the near side, and she is lovely on the near side.
Yes, she is, popping that ball out of the air on the offside to get it to her near side, and what a great play. And right now, Mia Cambiaso going back to the number 4 position. Backs into a pack of horses. Robertito Zeta coming on through. A little bit of an angled neck shot right there. There goes the first horn. Schwanke coming in there to put pressure on Zeta. Zeta doesn't know which way to go. Turning it back towards the outside. Schwanke has to give way. Zeta overriding, and we've got a whistle, and that's going to end Chucker number 2. So stay with us here for semifinal number 2 of the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup. We are at the Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 4, here on CTV Sports.
The World Polo League, a new breed of polo.
Third chucker action, and this has been a smooth one, very fast, very open. Penalty at the end of the second chucker brings up penalty 5B to the center for Dundas 1. You know, and I want to talk about the ladies again because we have Petra Teratova was also playing for Aurea, and we have 4 ladies playing, but these 3 ladies, and this is the first time, again, I said that we've had 3 ladies playing on one team against the men's teams in league play, grand champions, and, you know, women, and you know this, Steve, the ladies have been growing the sport of polo faster than the men the last 5 years. It's great to see the ability and just how much, you know, it's brought to the game. So it's so cool to see this situation going on and then also being live here in the semifinals of the Aspen Valley Cup.
Yes, and they certainly deserve it, the way they Hope Ariano and Sarah Siegel Magnus has played. And right now, here comes Brandon Phillips trying to get around Mia Cambiaso, brings it back towards the center. Now, Mia gets a little hook, but Brandon still retains possession of the ball. Brandon Phillips working on that. Oh, that's Schwanke, Leon Schwanke on that gray pony. Oh, Hope Ariano couldn't quite get to it, but she can come back and pick up that deflection off her pony. Brandon Phillips going to stay with her. Don't give her any quarters. I'll tell you, she will hurt you. And that ball underneath the horse. And now Joseph Schwartz coming together. Brandon Phillips calling for it, but that ball put over and towards the center. And Mia Cambiaso coming back, as well as Hope Ariano. Mia turning that ball back towards center. Hits the ball out of the air. Says, I can do it too. To Hope. Yep, here we go. Over to the far boards. Got that hand-eye coordination, as does brother and father. And now here comes Brandon Phillips on the far side, and that ball over the boards. So we will have a change of possession play
Yeah, I was going to say, is that in the bloodline?
Yeah, I think it's in the genes. You know,
Is that in the genes?
genetics plays an important role.
Man, I had the opportunity to play with Papa, but wow, man, that's just on fire. And at speed. But here we go. Keep the energy up. Stolen away here, and a whistle on the play, which will stop the clock at 5:51. And I like this play as you got the window closing here. And Leon's going to go ahead and question this one a little bit to the umpires, have a little chat on it. And I don't know if they're going to have us look at this one or not, Steve. And remember, we do have the umpire challenge in place, but we'll take a look at it. And no, that's an easy one. I mean, closing the window all day long. Leon coming from left to right. And Zeta, very smart captain, as we talked about that. You know, he is a true artist on the field. I've always loved that about his game, and always mounted to the tees. And so that's an easy call, though. And we got to give it up. Steve and I have been working. We've been, really been working with Chucker, with the CTV studios. And as we said, we're going to be adding more technology as the season goes on. We are using the triggers, not any challenges, but the open goal penalty 3, Sarah Siegel Magnus. And I tell you what, Sarah, those 50 balls you hit before the game, I'm telling you, she's got ice in her veins, Steve Lane. Don't let her get on the line, because this lady enjoys the challenge of hitting those penalties. Look at, she even need a short turn. I love it. She's amazing, man. She makes me smile.
Those 50 balls before the game are now paying off. They paid off twice
she
so
is
far.
Focused, man. She
Yes.
is focused. I'm telling you what. And Cable played great today, too. You got to give it up to her son. Played very well for the Dundas 2 team today.
Robert Tito Zeta unable to make contact out of the bowl in, and Joseph Schwartz right here got Brandon Phillips going downfield. We've seen this play in the first chucker. Brandon Phillips out front, able to get that ball going towards goal. A nice approach shot right here, but bad luck. Just off to the left-hand side, so not sure he wanted to do that. Don't think that he wanted to get that much power in that approach shot.
Yeah, that's right. But you got Joseph playing at a higher level, and this is what Brandon and Leon want. So, he's playing very, very well. I mean, he's really brought his game around from his last game, and that's what you want from a young player. You know how it is, Steve. You get better every minute when you're at, below 3 goals, 4 goals. So that's just a great way to start it off. They'd love to get that one back, but 4-4 with 4:33 on the clock.
So the ball over there on the far boards, and a little bit of a sword fight right there that Schwanke, waiting for players to clear, doesn't want to hit into Hope Ariano's pony. So a next shot down along the boards, looking for Phillips. Phillips and Zeta come together, and Phillips once again wins the ride-off, but unable to keep the ball going, and Joseph Schwartz coming across there, and that's going to put some air in the umpire's whistle.
Yeah, you got everybody coming in on that one, and that one was one of those ones where you say, watch out. And it looks like Zeta, they're going to probably go 4:13 here. Zeta looking to go, he's marching towards the center. And they're going to talk ball placement here. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and drop it. I was surprised. I thought they might move that one.
I think the player that got fouled was kind of headed at an angle towards that west goal.
No, I understand. You need that, but I think the major thing was nobody really downfield too, Steve. After looking at the replay, we didn't have anybody downfield. Which definitely would have changed the scenario when we went over that all morning. But possession is big, and here comes Robertito.
Zeta with a little tap shot to put the ball back in play, and now sends a drop ball right up to, but Schwanke, the only one there. Schwanke with a back shot. He and Brandon Phillips working very well together, and now Brandon Phillips and Mia Cambiaso come together. Mia winning the ride-off right here, and now backed up. Robert Tito says, hey, I got it. Leave it for me. And Zeta trying to squeeze ahead of Brandon Phillips with a neck shot right here towards goal, but that ball well to the right-hand post.
Yeah, that's just bad luck right there. I know Robert Tito's going to want to get that one back because Hope Ariano, and this is what she does at the highest level, is she takes a man and puts them where she wants them to be. School of Memory, get your man where you want him to be. Then go to your offensive play. She had Leon Schwanke, who's not an easy player to take off the game, out of that play. If Robert Tito hits that ball to the far post, she's got easy near side neck shot goal.
You said it, Dale, especially with Schwanke on that big gray pony, too. That horse is fairly tall, but Cambiaso winning the ride-off and able to get back to the ball and taking him out, allowing Robert Tito to make the shot towards the goal.
Yeah, no, so they got there. And like you said, they're working well together, and I got to give it up here to Dundas 1. Remember, we were talking, Steve and I, between chuckers. Well, for sure they've been practicing, but Mia was on the team to start, but she arrived a little bit later. So we had Dominguez, and we want to give him some love because Steve and I love the way this guy plays at 2 goals. He did a fabulous job playing for Dundas One to get them here to the semifinals. So congratulations to that young player. You know, those young guys, there's so many good young -1 to 3 goal players. Steve, you and I have been slapping ourselves in the face. As we like players playing above their handicap. But we have seen this 8-goal polo look like 12 to 14 all day long, and just open style. And we're ready to go. So with 3:42 to be precise on the clock, 4 to 4, third chucker action.
So Leon Schwenke and Brandon Phillips been taking turns bringing the ball in, but Phillips one more time going to bring it in with Schwenke behind him. Phillips just trying to inch it on down the field little by little. Now he's going to let that pony stretch on out just a little bit. Robert Tito Zeta coming back with him as well. And now Brandon Phillips goes for the big neck shot. The ball bounces off the boards. Schwenke unable to make contact with it. Followed up by Phillips down the field. And Sarah Siegel Magnus has Chaitan Krishna ridden out. Hope Ariano going back. Going to turn that ball. Has time to turn it back towards the outside. Now bringing it back towards the inside. Hope still in possession of the ball. Schwenke right there going to play some defense. And now Hope Ariano up to Sarah Siegel Magnus, and these ladies working well together. Sarah with a shot out front. She's got to bring it back towards the center. Tops it just a little bit. Now Mia falls in behind. Ridden off there by Schwartz. Now Mia Cambiaso up front, but Schwenke's going to come out with that ball on that dark black pony. Schwenke in the corner. Schwartz breaking towards the center of the field. See Schwartz going there, but a shot a little bit far to the right-hand side, and Schwenke comes back on his own pass, and backing into a pony, I believe, will be the call.
No, and you got it, and I got to tell you, this is something that you need to watch out for. Mia and Hope and Sarah are very disciplined with their man, and they work very hard. And this is something maybe the Dakars team hasn't really seen here, as we saw this morning, Steve. We broke down the Dundas 2 to Dundas Loudmouth game. We noticed how Dundas 2 came in, and they were really playing against the man. I mean, we had a lot of fouls because of it, but they're really playing man polo. They're playing man polo, and they're getting themselves in some fouls because that was just a true write-off by Hope. And Leon making a play where he's backing into her horse.
Yeah, so you know what? She's drawing the whistle, and right now, Sarah Siegel Magnus puts ball number 53 through the uprights on that open goal penalty, too.
I'm telling you, don't get her on the line. It'll hurt you. She loves the opportunity. She's got ice in her veins. She's very focused. I love the little scooters. I call them scooters. But they're more like race cars, little short race cars, because everything she rides got speed. But she rides those smaller horses, and she loves to take the penalties. I've had opportunities to interview her many times, and she loves the challenge, and she does a great job.
Leon Schwenke's going to win this bowl in for Dracaris, and Robert Tito Zeta staying right there with him. Now Schwenke trying to get by or around Robert Tito, but Hope Ariano picks up that drop ball with a back shot. Met in there by Brandon Phillips on the near side at the same time, so that ball goes forward. And now Hope Ariano, she squirts out front. She's got 2 horse lengths on Brandon Phillips, the closest player to her. She is not known to miss these runs, but can she put it over there in the center of the goal? And yes, Hope Ariano one more time with a 180-yard run down the field and a scoring opportunity, and converts.
True run, true goal. Power polo at its finest once again. I know Hope would have liked a better approach shot. She put a little pressure on herself as she knows when running the goal, she wants to bring that thing to the center a bit earlier. You want to hit to that far post so you got the little pop shot to the right. But, again, Hope Ariano at her rating, I guess it doesn't matter. So she finishes it off with true class.
Dundas winning this bowl in, and Schwenke getting there before the mallet was in motion towards the ball, but here comes Hope Ariano one more time. Hope Ariano. Schwenke up front, unable to keep it going, but backed up by Sarah Siegel Magnus, and Sarah coming through. Sarah with a shot on goal and just wide to the left. So a great attempt right there, and by the ladies in black, and Dundas going ahead by 2 goals, 6-4 right there. Our second horn has sounded. So before we go for a break at halftime here in the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup, Dale, you've got some numbers for us to see how these two teams compare.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. This has been a fun game to watch right from the start. A lot different than our earlier game, but we always have our stats. So let's go to it. You know the score, 6-4, Dundas up ahead of Dakars. So a great second and third chucker. But here you go. It all starts with the shots on goal, and we talk a lot about the shots on goal. 11 shots on goal by the Dundas team, and Dakars only 5. And that is the least amount that the Dakars team has had all tournament. So congratulations to Dundas, doing a fabulous job keeping the pressure on. On the knock-ins, we've had 2 knock-ins by Dundas. So the Dakars team, not too bad, but only 5 shots and 4 knock-ins. So it kind of works out better odds again for the Dundas team. On the throw-ins, well, there's been more won by Dakars, but only 2 more, so not a big difference. It doesn't really change the game when it's only 2, but 6-4. Fouls committed, and this is where it really changes. 8 fouls committed by the Dakars team, 0 fouls committed by the Dundas team. Congratulations. If I'm coaching Dundas, I'm happy, as they say. When your team comes off the field with no fouls, that is a great way to play the game. Penalties scored, they only got 3 out of the 8, so they had a lot of penalty 5s in there, and it was a penalty, one 40-yarder and one 30-yarder. So a great start here. The first chucker, a little touchy for the Dundas team, but once they got their groove going on, they have shown that they are a team you got to watch out for, and now at this point in the game, they're firing on all cylinders. The teams will go to the tents, to the locker room. We saw a lot of things happen in the second half of our first semifinal. We'll go to our halftime break, and we'll be back here for our second half of the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup.
As far as barns go, it's 10 points. The weather, the scenic views are unbelievable. To be up here in the mountains in this weather, I don't think you have many choices nicer than this.
I feel like we have some really competitive polo up here. It's friendly competitive polo.
The place is amazing. Good polo fields, good players, good horses, so it's a good experience. It's really good.
Club, they have empanadas there, they have Argentine style barbecue.
I'm in love of this place. The club is really nice, the people is really good.
At least what I can see is that it's an amazing place to be playing polo with the family and with good friends, enjoying, and the weather is great. I can't complain at all.
There's so much to do up here, and people are great, and there's some of the best polo in the country up here.
I think this is the place to play for in the summer.
It's as good as it gets for summer polo.
may be my new home.
And as soon as our child is old enough, she's going to be in a polo school.
You just want to be a horse in that barn.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup 8-goal semifinal number 2. I'm Dale Schwetz with Steve Lane. And if you missed our game this morning, Dundas 2, Cable Magnus, Juan Salavera, Geronimo Oregon, Romero Retes, they played against Loudmouth with Michael Armour, Scott Sorber, and Nick Manifold with Chris Campton, Mr. KK himself. And KK scored 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? 10, 11 goals. Well done, Campton, Steve. What a game it was, though. But we got to go there. We got to talk a little bit about Geronimo Oregon, too. I mean, he only had 2 goals in the first half, and he scored 7 in the second half. And he scored 4 goals, and Dundas, too, scored 4 goals in under 3 minutes. It was around 2.5 minutes. I mean, it was an unbelievable comeback in the Fort Chucker in our first semifinal today.
You don't see that very often. You've seen it a couple of times, and that's the first time I've seen it. And, of course, I saw in the arena one time where a team got a penalty 5A with 5 seconds on the clock, and they say, well, that's impossible to score. But I have seen that done. Yeah. So a great chucker for Geronimo and Dundas, too, right there in the Fort Chucker. Just unable to squeeze by Loudmouth, but only edged out by 1 goal.
One goal. Now let's get back to where the elephant in the room, and it's right here. And this is Dracarys 1, or Dundas 1 against Dracarys, and it's a really tight game here. Still 2-goal difference. 1 goal given to the Dracarys team at the beginning. And it looked like Dracarys was just going to go ahead and just play their same game that they did to get here, Steve. But then Dundas 1 came together, and they outscored them. Man, 5 goals to 1 in 2 chukkers. And in the third chukker, 3 unanswered goals. And Sarah Siegel Magnus has been phenomenal from the penalty line. She's 3 for 3. That is a huge part of the game, Steve. You know that. We talk all about these penalties. And she has been phenomenal. But their combination, their flow has been amazing. And as we said again, the 3 ladies in the front with Zeta. And I know Melissa Ganzi is now playing out in St. Moritz in the Snow Polo World Championships. I know she just got a big old smile on her face because being one of the ladies, the first lady of polo, she just loves the game of polo. And to see the ladies coming together, playing such good polo together, just strong teamwork. And we're back to our second half, so thanks for joining us here. We have Dracarys with Shaden Krishna, Joseph Schwartz, Leon Schwenke, Brandon Phillips. They're in the they're in the gold jerseys. And then Dundas 1 in the black jersey today with Sarah Siegel Magnus, Hope Ariano, Mia Cambiaso, and Roberto Zeta. Steve, take it away.
Ariano right here on the near side 3 times, and now Schwartz Going back, now looking over his shoulder, going to turn that ball towards the boards. Unable to keep it going, and Schwanke comes in there as well. Schwanke and Hope Ariano come together with a little bit of a sword fight. Schwanke just coming out front just a little bit, looking for a whistle on the play, but he hit the ball to the right, and Ariano nowhere to go. Brandon Phillips unable to keep it going. And now the ball turned back around. Looks like Robert Tito Zeta. He's got two ladies out front, Sarah Siegel Magnus being one of them. She's going to be the first to be on the ball. Look at Mia Cambiaso right behind, taking out the highest-rated player on the Dracarys team. Sarah Siegel Magnus leaving that ball right in front of goal. Mia Cambiaso coming back to it, and a whistle blows right there, and I think this might be the first foul against the Dundas squad.
Unbelievable. I mean, coaching, I talked about it at our halftime stats. No fouls in the first half. This is just a tricky little play here. You might as well go for it. Mia's got to try to do something there. But then let's give love to where you got to give the credit where credit is due. Joseph Schwartz again. Hustle play. True second effort to get there before Mia makes that little play to get the foul and gets control of the penalty 5A.
We just mentioned his name, and here comes Schwartz one more time. Swings through the hook of Ariano, and now Robert Tito Zeta, that ball off to the right-hand side, and Zeta couldn't keep it going. Schwartz coming back to meet it, pick it up. And now trying to get around Cambiaso. Schwartz wanted the big hit, but unable to do so, and now Schwanke comes in there as well. Chait and Krishna coming in there, tapping that ball towards goal a little bit. Schwartz right there as well, a back shot by Ariano. And now we have a whistle on the play. Look at the traffic slowing down on the road over there, watching the game go by.
Oh, man, that is amazing. If you can see that in the backdrop, as I said, there'd be some different backdrops you see here as we are at the Grand Champions Polo Club. We were at the Santa Rita Polo Farm, but you got to give it up again. Caden coming in, putting that ball in front right there and picking up the opportunity to get an open goal penalty for the Dracarys team, and they're going to drop this ball for an open goal penalty too, and it looks like it's going to be from the spot. So Joseph and Chayton doing a fabulous job here right in front. Look at, they're going to give it to Joseph. I love it. And Schwartz is going to get his first goal, or second goal of the day. Man, I didn't say that. Tracy's going to come after me, and he scored a phenomenal goal in the first chucker.
So an open goal penalty conversion there by Joseph Schwartz. Chayton getting the assist on that play right there. So, and have we heard Dennis today? I don't know if Dennis is even in the house. But anyhow.
Yeah, Dennis is down there somewhere. I know he is. They got the cheering section, but they got to rev it up a little bit. But they'll be coming back. The Dracarys team, they are a super solid team, Steve. We've seen them play at the highest levels, and they deserve to be here in this semifinal.
That ball goes all the way through the bowl in. Robert Tito sets it up for the big hit. Got Hope Ariano going down. Look at Schwanke leaning out of the saddle to ride her off with a near side back shot for Schwanke. And Brandon Phillips coming in there, and Sarah just didn't have enough time. She settled her horse down to let that ball settle down and get her horse on that imaginary line of the ball, and Brandon Phillips just rearing his head right down the line.
Yeah, I thought Sarah might go for the next shot there. She kind of got there and then just rode over, and she knew she was caught. But Robert in a good spot, so it's going to be able to keep it at center field. You won't move this one. It's not a true breakaway because Robert Tito was back on defense, and that's just good polo. That's the chess game of the polo. You need to have people in the right position. So they'll switch it up here a little bit, and it's going to be Leon.
Schwanke tapping that ball a yard behind the center line, and Schwanke hits a worm burner down the field off to the left-hand side. Joseph Schwartz riding hard, but Ariano has the offside. Ariano bringing it to the corners. Schwartz with a near side back shot, and that ball over the back line. Just not quite enough angle on it to keep it on the field, but a great play by Schwartz. And, Dale, I think he's a different player than we've seen in the previous two games.
Man, he has developed in a matter of hours, Steve. Hours from his last game. I mean, he is getting a lot done, and that is really good. Yeah, his mama said he was down there giving him a chalk talk. I know Tracy was listening to you and I talk after the game. She took all that information home, but he's a sponge. And his daddy, of course, top umpire in the world, 5-goal polo player, played in all kinds of polo, and actually won the FIP back in the day, Horton Schwartz. So, he's got the bloodline, but he's done a great development. I do agree with you, Steve. It's great to see someone advance that quick on some errors that he made last game.
And I think that goal in the first period gave him the confidence to be playing like he is right now.
Very good call.
And Sarah Signal Magnus has the confidence too, but just hooked out of there by Schwanke, but Cambiaso comes right behind and sends that ball back down the field. Schwanke with another back shot and a whistle on the play. So we'll see what the umpires call.
Yeah, we might have to play this one back because you might have a player pushing a player across. So we're going to watch a replay again on this one just to make sure that Hope Ariano wasn't pushing Schwanke across into the ball, which would give him the ability to hit the back shot. She was in front of him right there. So, great replay there. We're going to take another angle on this one just to take a look at it here. We do have all of our action at the field, so we'll take a drone footage and just take a look. Very close play on this one. We're going to play it back a bit more there. So it looks like this. It's a no foul on the play. And remember, when a player does push another player, it does give that player an opportunity to make a play on the ball. So just a little miscommunication there between Hope and Mia. Looked like Hope tried to pull out, but just a little late. That gave Leon the chance to make the back shot, and Mia was in the area to get a foul. But a great conversation, and they embrace the technology. It ain't going away.
Yeah, and she was a little bit on the near side, too, so looking for an offside play. So that's why the umpires are bowling this ball back in, and Schwanke on the offensive attack right here. Couldn't control that bouncing ball, but now Cambiaso coming into the mix. Schwartz rides on by. Mia Cambiaso trying to turn things back around. Hope Ariano behind, but Cambiaso hooked out of there by Phillips, and now Schwanke one more time has Brandon Phillips out front in his crosshairs, and now Brandon Phillips right here. That ball bouncing just a little bit. Robertito Zeta knocks it down, backed up by Schwanke. Right here, Schwanke knocks it down, but Hope Ariano going to be the first to arrive on the scene, and Hope Ariano looking over her shoulder. Fakes a back shot, turns things around, and unable to keep that second shot going. And now Phillips right here taps the ball out. Robertito Zeta just in front, and the whistle blows.
Yeah, you give me a whistle there, Steve, and I think you're going to get a bit of a 1 meeting 2 kind of play. Kind of holds them up a little bit. Not a 1 meeting 2, but holds them up enough to give Hope the opportunity to meet him there. And we'll get another look at it here, but this one's inside. But watch right here. Hope goes to the ball, and you're going to see number 4 right there in the black. Right here, Brandon takes it inside. Then he goes in front of him right there, and that gives Hope. There they go. He touches the ball. I didn't even see him touch. So there you go.
Yeah.
Great drone footage. Good flying there, Austin. Best drone pilot in the world, working here for CTV Sports. And all of our film artists, they're amazing. Center cam, end zone cam. I favor the center cam, of course.
Why?
Well, I just favor her.
Oh, okay. Do you know her?
I've known her for a while, but it's amazing to see that. But that's just a good play right there. Good call. And once again, our 2 mounted officials dead on the play. Great position, Steve. In the spot, man. Just right there to see that little action, because I didn't actually see Robertito actually hit that ball from a blind eye. And then, the
camera shows it. That technology comes into it, and and actually after talking, you mentioned positioning, and we talked with one of the umpires after this morning's first semifinal, and they feel that the chemistry is coming a little bit closer together, and you know how important chemistry between two umpires are.
Man. It's like playing the game of polo. Leon's going to take the penalty shot here. And this kid got ice in his veins, too, boy. He told you I was sticking ball last night with the polo school with Juan Bellini and some of our students. And Leon Schwanke was preparing himself and his horses and mounted very well. I gave him a lot of love on that last night, Steve. I think the whole team is. And but just a super fun guy and a positive player. And he's on his way.
Umpire Matthews puts the ball back in play. Cambiaso the first to hit it on the near side, and now hooked out of there by Schwanke. Schwanke gets a little piece of it, and Brandon Phillips taps it back over to Leon. And Schwanke right here has some open field to work, but a bad bounce right there. He's unable to connect the second time, but now Cambiaso turns it back around. Gets by Schwartz. Schwartz unable to make the hook, and now up to Hope Ariano. Hope with a centering shot. Cut shot right there. Schwanke reached well out of the saddle, and Sarah Siegel-Magnus with a nice shot. Cambiaso's going to finish it off. Oh, that looked good, but just a wide to the right.
Wow, they're going to do the uno, dos, y tres.
Yeah.
Man, as the three ladies were on fire there. It starts with Mia. Mia finding Hope. Leon, he knows he's got to go hard to Hope, so he's just got to make a hook. And then Sarah with a brilliant little cut shot. Just a little bad luck there. Mia just off to the right.
Brandon Phillips puts the ball back in play, and this time Schwanke was up front and now going down the field trying to get open. Now Ariano rides off Schwartz. Ariano running the turn. Schwartz goes for a hook and swinging and into the pony, and the whistle blows.
Yeah, he's got to be careful there. Joseph getting a little overzealous, coming inside. Maybe just way to play there. He'll get that down. He's a young player. But taking that long swing in there and swinging kind of into the pony. Hope Ariano's going to turn to the right here. And that shot right there you got to be careful of. Better let her make that turn. Set up. Got him at center field. You're 150 yards from goal. Take a breath. But he'll learn that as he grows.
Go on to the next play.
You got it. It took me a while.
Yeah.
It took me a while when I was umpiring too, Steve. You used to chat with me a lot after the game, so I understand how the adrenaline flows.
Well, when we're young, we all want to hit the ball, and the pretty girls love the guys hitting the ball, and sometimes that's not playing polo. Take the man line ball, as
got it,
you know.
The old school style. You got it. You got it.
So, penalty 4 going in favor of Dundas, and Robertito Zeta approaching that ball with a score of 6-6 with 1:26 left on the clock. Here is Robertito. It's high enough. It's long enough. Goal judge moves well to the right. So, that ball off to the left-hand side. And a knock-in, and Dracaris dodging a bullet right there on that penalty 4, because Robertito has been pretty good on those penalty 4s in previous games.
Yeah, bad luck. And I know that good chat coming from Brandon and Leon just telling Joseph, tranquilo, around that, remember, anything 10 yards from the center, 20 yards from the center is going to get moved to those 60s, so you got to be careful.
Phillips right now trying to get around Ariano. Schwanke coming back to help out, but Brandon decides to keep it himself. Ariano riding hard, and Schwanke Phillips with a shot back over to Chayton Krishna, and Krishna able to get, he did the near side shot and then a millionaire near side belly shot, but the ball is over the back line, out of play. Here comes our second horn, and Dale, that's going to end chucker number 4.
Oh, well done here by Chayton. He hasn't seen a lot of balls, and I was talking to Dennis, his good friend and business partner, about how tough it is sometimes when you're in the number 1 position and you're taking the man and making a lot of hooks and bumps, Steve, and you don't see the ball for 2 or 3 chucker. It looks like the size of a golf ball by the time you get it. And now he takes it forward there and almost gets the belly shot done. So positive possession. And look at this, a tied game. So this is the positive chucker for Dracaris after 2 chuckers are being outscored by Dundas 1, so we'll send them off the field, and we'll return for our 5th chucker tied up. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us here for the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup Semifinal number 2.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day, and the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
Our fifth chucker action and a little different, pretty set like a setup we saw earlier this morning where Dundas 2 was getting beat by Loudmouth. Well, the Cars was losing by 2 goals, and they outscored the Dundas 1 team 2 unanswered goals, Steve. So these 2 unanswered goals, that is a big chucker for them. Even though they're not leading, it did get them back where they want to be, even. So we got an equalizer going on here in the fifth chucker.
Leon Schwanke reaches back and stops that ball from traveling any further towards the east end, and Brandon Phillips with a shot, but it's intercepted there by Zeta. Zeta out front. He's going to let Sarah Siegel-Magnus go to that ball. Sarah Siegel-Magnus, didn't get the cut shot that she wanted, so that ball hit outside and over the back line, well outside of that left-hand goalpost.
Yeah, a little bad luck. Good coast-to-coast run, though, but I call that a positive possession. Anytime that you can get the ball from coast to coast, from one end line to the other, and you can set up for a defensive stand, that's a lot better than leaving it on the field. So a little bit of a miss hit there by Sarah, but a good run there and a good start to this fifth chucker by Dracarys 1.
Dracarys right now on the ball, and that's Leon Schwanke backed up by Phillips. Schwanke decides to stay with Zeta, and Phillips sends the ball downfield, trying to reach Schwartz. Schwartz has his man ridden out and able to pick up the ball, but look at Hope Ariano leaning in. That pony winning the ride-off for her, but Schwartz comes back to it and does get it, but the ball left behind, and Robert Tito Zeta turning that ball underneath his horse's neck. Phillips right there with him. A shot by Zeta. Schwanke going to circle back, hits the ball underneath his horse's neck. Hope Ariano able to steal that play, and now Ariano and Schwartz once again rubbing elbows. Ariano going to the whip, goes by Chayton, and Chayton with the back shot, breaking that play up. Picked up now by Magnus. Magnus right back over to herself, backed up by Cambiaso, and now Schwartz looking at that ball, looking over his shoulder, and that's something, Dale, you said that he's learned, and that ball over the back line.
No, checking his shoulder all day long, and I'm very impressed by that because for a young player, it can be something that you overlook. But he got caught in a few plays in his last game, and that was the only reason why, and he has been awesome with that today, especially with the ability of the Dundas 1 team to go to the man. So doing a good job there, and great job again by Chayton. We're seeing him play a little defense here, so now we're seeing a different look by the Dracarys team.
We certainly are, and right now, Hope Ariano going to back that ball, and Joseph Schwartz playing very aggressive in a nice game, neutralizes that play, allowing Brandon Phillips to come in from behind, and Phillips on that chestnut pony got Mia Cambiaso on his side, and Phillips with a shot on goal, back to the lead, and right now, Dracarys goes up by 1.
Yeah, well, this is where they turned it on in their last game, and you got to be careful here. Brandon Phillips has been mounted up in the fifth and sixth chucker, and he has done a great job on these 2 four-legged athletes, along with Leon Schwanke, and of all of them, actually. They have done a great job, and I'm sure the same with Dundas here, but you got to keep an eye on this Dracarys team in the fifth and sixth chucker.
Umpire Roddy Matthews lines the players up one more time, and that ball is stuck in the middle, but Robert Tito Zeta going to win the bowl in. Allows that boards. He knows he's got Schwanke on his side, and he's going to rake that ball off the boards. Umpire's telling Schwanke to clear, and for Zeta to use it, and a hard write-off right there by Schwanke, leaning out of the saddle to make the write-off, and a high loft and near side back shot right over to Phillips, but got a little bit too much of it, so we'll have a change of possession play.
Yeah, I'm going to call this a positive possession here because I know this bay pony that Robert Tito Zeta's riding, and he gets a lot done on this one, so be careful of this horse. So Leon Schwanke, he won that ride-off, and he told me last night on the stick and ball field he was super happy with all of his four-legged athletes. He thought they were going great, and he won that ride-off. He hits it off the field and gets possession up, but a positive play. But look at this shot now across the field here by Robert Tito.
Zeta puts it right on the doorstep, but Schwanke comes and clears it out off, being ridden now by Hope Ariano. Hope Ariano with a near side back shot, and picked up here by Sarah Siegel-Magnus. Now Schwartz, and the whistle blows, and Sarah, she couldn't quite get that shot that she wanted, so probably a little bit of a shading foul right.
Check, there should be one hit from the 60, right? When the ball struck to the 60, it should be one hit, right?
That's correct, one hit.
Yeah, so it's inside the 60.
About something.
And that looked to me like, okay, so Robertito hit one ball from the 60. So that was fine. So the play over there, and it looked like Sarah was just getting out of the way. So we're going to take a look at this. We're going to get a courtesy change anyway. If we can play that back one more time first, guys, just to take a look. If we go back to the actual possession play would be even better, and that would be where Robertito Zeta took the ball from the ball that got knocked out of bounds. The play actually starts right there. We'll take a look at it from that far back, and with 3:06 on the clock, because that's where the play actually starts. And umpires just checking on. Remember, if the ball is inside the 60 when it goes out of bounds, Steve, it's a one hit or a pass. You can't dribble the ball. So here's Robertito. Oh, and he did, yeah. So they're right. He did that. That was he did not hit that right. So we'll get back with the umpires there. They're right on top of that, and we'll get back with our umpires, and they'll get control over it.
So we had a little break in the action right there before our courtesy horse change. So a 5A in favor of Dracaris right here. Yeah. So the umpire says play. So anyhow, Brandon Phillips circling his pony around for the penalty 5A. Just bad luck there. That last play for Sarah Siegel Magnus. And Brandon Phillips pounds one down the field right here. And Chaitin Krishna out front. And now Hope Ariano with a near side back shot. Ariano sends it back across the field. Can Mia Cambiaso get there in time? Schwanke goes on to the next play. Cambiaso right there. Robertito right behind. But now Schwartz comes in there to ride him off. So Cambiaso better keep the ball. And now Phillips taking out Cambiaso. Riding, but that ball deflects off of Cambiaso's horse's hoof. And now Cambiaso on the move. Joseph Schwartz staying right there with her. And now Brandon Phillips turns the ball to the outside. Sarah Siegel Magnus right there. Oh, and we've got Robertito Zeta coming in there and picking his pocket and wide to the right-hand side. So we'll have a knock-in right here by the team in gold, Dracaris and Brandon Phillips doing the honors. Umpire says play. And here comes Phillips. Schwanke flanking out to the right-hand side, but Phillips decides to send it down the middle. Unable to reach Schwartz. Now Schwanke coming in there and picking the pocket of Cambiaso, and Brandon Phillips sends the ball right back up to Schwanke. Schwanke and Zeta come together, told to leave it by Phillips. Phillips sends the ball back over towards the center of the field, looking for Chaitin Krishna, but Sarah Siegel Magnus and Chaitin right there, and Sarah's going to end up with it, taking the ball towards the opponent's goal, but able to get that ball out of danger. Hooked out of there by Schwanke. Joseph Schwartz coming in there with a back shot. Not quite the distance he would have liked. Picked up now by Ariano. Ariano sends the ball into the pack. Schwartz reaches back. And now here comes Brandon Phillips. Brandon Phillips got some players behind, but Schwanke on the move right here, and Cambiaso steals the ball. Schwanke able to pick up that uncued shot, and now Schwanke working it towards goal, takes the deep neck shot. Schwartz read it well, unable to collect the bouncing ball, and now Zeta turning things on around. Zeta and Phillips right there. Zeta decides to bring it back across the goal mouth with a long shot downfield where he's got Cambiaso by 2 horse lengths out front. Schwartz unable to get the near side back shot off. Nor Krishna. Schwanke decides to take it back across the field. He was on the near side looking for an offside play. Wanted the whistle, but the umpires say play on. Now Phillips trying to get around Mia Cambiaso. Cambiaso staying out front. Brandon Phillips now sends a shot over to the right-hand corner of the field. Our 30-second horn coming. Hope Ariano and Schwanke riding right there together. Cambiaso with a back shot, and now on the line and right of way, and that whistle will blow, and that's going to end Chucker number 5 right here. So an exciting game, still anybody's ball game, Dale.
Running gun, and again, again, you're just going to go with an even team right here. Is it going to go 7-6? The one outscored trade. So the Cars, again, and the only issue with Dundas one here is, they were on fire, but they haven't scored a goal in 2 chukkers, so they need to get that offensive attack going. They're going to go ahead and leave the field down by 1 goal. You don't want to miss this 6th and final chukker. Stay with us. We'll be right back on CTV Sports.
Hi, I'm Tomacho Pérez.
Hello, I'm Nacho Figueras.
Hello, I'm Martín Muñoz.
I'm Gonzalito Pérez.
I'm Alejandro Novillo Estrada.
Hello, I'm Nacho Novillo Estrada. I make goals and here back in Aspen.
Polo League, a new breed of polo.
All right, back for the 6th chukker. Now, we did have an interesting play there. If you notice, Robert Tito did have a penalty. He had to play a possession ball that was inside the 6. He did tap it, and the umpires on the field did notice it, but that ball went across the field, and then there was a foul committed that gave the ball back to Dracarys. So we got to review that play. Now, if Dracarys would have not have gotten the foul and possession, that ball would have been brought back to the 60-yard line and given possession to Dracarys because Robert Tito needed to hit that ball one time. Does happen in the game sometimes, but the technology always keeps us straight, and a great job by the team. Here we go. 6 chukker action. Take it away.
Zeta puts the ball up to Ariano, and Ariano does put the mallet to it. Sarah Siegel-Magnus with a nice attempted neck shot right there, but unable to get the angle, and we've got a score right there. And, of course, this one is questionable. It was wide. Goal judge unable to get in position for that. That play went forward, and then a deep neck shot, so we understand that play, and that's why the umpires look down. The umpires able to reverse the decision of a goal judge if they are 100% correct. If not, you've got to go with a goal judge. But Cambiaso taps that ball over to the right-hand side. Schwanke intercepts with a deep neck shot right here up to Phillips on that gray pony. Phillips rolling right along. Schwartz drops in behind, and Cambiaso's going to end up with the ball. Cambiaso and Schwanke come together. Schwanke now spurts forward just a little bit. Schwanke with Zeta right there trying to outrun Zeta. Zeta with the next shot across the field. Hope Ariano on it. Schwanke coming with her as well. Hope Ariano, don't play her for a miss. She doesn't miss. Now with the next shot out of there. Up to Cambiaso, and these two girls working well together. Now Schwenke on the near side. Schwenke and Hope Ariano neutralize each other. Here comes Brandon Phillips. He's unable to connect. Joseph Schwartz coming back as well. Joseph turning the ball towards the outside of the field, but turning his horse on the inside. Reaches back and gets the ball, and we've got a whistle on that play.
Yeah, that's bad luck. I feel bad for Joseph on that. I mean, you got Mia there, and Mia's so strong with the man, trust me. And Joseph making a play, making a 7-goal play to be able to tap in behind her. But the problem there is Robertito Zeta, super smart. He knew that he had the right of way behind, so he's going to foul the second man on the turn. But it's kind of one of those plays, Steve, you say, wow, what a play with the stick and the ball, but a foul on the play. So penalty 5A from the spot, and here comes Dundas.
Zeta taps it once and then sends the shot right down in front of goal. Does it have enough gas to get in there? And yes, it does. So that penalty 5 conversion right there, a costly penalty 5, and Zeta sending a headhunter line drive right down between the goalposts.
Yeah, super strong hit here by Robertito Zeta. Zeta finding Cambiaso. Mia mounted up here. Nobody was going to catch her. He laid that ball so perfectly down inside. And remember, that ball's sitting Polo Field 300 by 160 yards, and that ball was sitting about 10 yards out. So Zeta hitting 140 there, Steve, and a line drive. Just a beautiful pass, and you know that girl can finish from there, no problem.
And that's the first goal they've scored since the third period. So Dundas,
big goal.
Dundas having a couple of dry chuckers right in there, but Zeta wants to turn things around and unable to connect on the near side. Schwenke coming in there with Cambiaso. Schwenke, Leon taps it forward with a back shot, trying to find Brandon Phillips, and that ball out of bounds. So a change of possession play coming right now, and 4:38 on the clock. Umpire counts 8 seconds, drops the ball. Dracaris has 5 seconds to put the ball back in play, which Phillips does rather quickly. Schwartz well down the field. Chayton Krishna breaking down the field too. Schwenke calling for the hit, but he's going to find Joseph Schwartz. Joseph Schwartz being defended now by Robert Tito Zeta, giving time for Schwenke to fall in behind. Schwenke right there, and a whistle on the play, and that ball must have looked as big as a watermelon right there with Schwenke allowing Hope to clear and Hope coming back around. So
yeah, there's a misplay here. I'm surprised on this one here. Let's see if it hits a horse or something. No, I'm surprised. Hope just got a little overzealous on this play, you know, because even though Schwenke took a step back, I mean, this is another great play by Joseph Schwartz. He wins the possession there on the ride-off, listening to the command of leave it. He leaves it for Leon. Leon is perfect. He's going to take some time here and to have a tack timeout, or he might be changing up. They have a penalty shot. And then Hope going for that ball. But that ball never moved. And remember, when the ball stops on the polo field, the line is the old line. Whatever direction the ball was traveling, when the ball stops, that is the line until it is touched again. So, opportunity here. And, man, I think that's only the third foul. What, third or fourth foul they've done all day. Man, they have been amazing on not fouling today, Steve. I mean, you got to give credit where credit is due, and this Dundas team has just been superior when it comes to not fouling.
Well, they're well coached. The communication is great, and you know what? With the three ladies out there, they know polo. I mean, it's just
love,
that
man.
simple.
I mean, it's a super strong team, man. You got to give love, man. I mean, it's just great to see. I mean, remember, we're seeing two different semifinals here, completely different semifinals, which is great about the game of polo because you do have different games you got to deal with. Back to the action. It's going to be Leon.
Schwenke right here, turning back towards the inside, allowing Cambiaso to clear. And Schwenke jumping on that new line a little bit too quickly, maybe. So we will see what the umpires call, and we are going to go to a...
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and stop it here, and I understand this. Both players, a lot of contact there. And remember, so the umpires will be able to talk this one out. 3:33 on the clock, so we might get our final courtesy change of the day also. And our two-man officials will be able to talk this one out. We'll be able to look at this one again. they'll play this one back. This is a trigger. Anytime two four-legged athletes or two two-legged athletes go and make any contact, the umpires do have the ability to trigger. We are using triggers and the umpire challenge here in the 8-goal. Umpire challenge is when the umpires do disagree. Steve Lane working as our IRO/third man and my co-commentator today. And he has the ability, trust me. We have live action here at the field. We are seeing everything in real time. It's CTV Sports, and big love to my executive producer, Mike Ferreira. But here's a replay here. And remember, even if a man's in front of you, you got to be careful. You can't just run over somebody. You need to let those players have time to get out of the way. But we'll see what they decide here. They had a little meeting, got to talk it out. And looks like we've got everybody on fresh ponies here. And you do have a blocking foul, but then you have contact. So a number of situations could happen here. And I got Steve Lane back in the saddle. And we'll let him go ahead and explain it to you.
Well, that was a quick line change, and Robert Tito Zeta was caught on the right of way. But, and we always say take the quickest, most available exit. And his quickest, most available exit was straight forward. And Leon just didn't give him time to do that. So the horses come together. And, Dale, we've always talked about when we have to take time to change a horse or whatever, then, make that penalty a little bit more severe.
No, I agree on this play all day long. And great communication by the mounted officials. And I know you're right on top of things. I sit here with you all day long. I love it. And we're looking at everything. We love the technology, CTV Sports, always bringing it to you live. And so here you go. So a situation where Leon could have hit that ball and left it, and then nobody would have been able to touch him. They would have had to give him a shot. And he can make it from there. So a little overzealous, a little too aggressive. And I like this play because he didn't give Zeta time to get out of the way. And that foul was worse than the blocking foul. So you need to move it down to a penalty 4, and I like the ball placement. And it's a big placement here, and here's an opportunity now for the captain, number 4, to get the equalizer.
Robert Tito Zeta approaches the ball, so this could bring the game back to 8 apiece. Here is Robert Tito. It's along the ground, and Schwanke blocks that shot. Schwanke able to turn the ball towards the outside of the field. Now on the move with 3:24 left on the clock. Schwanke, he's got Joseph Schwartz right behind him trying to get around Mia Cambiaso. Now Schwartz breaks down the field. A little bit of a pass up to Schwartz. He's able to reach back, but unable to connect. And now Schwanke's coming in there as well. Mia Cambiaso, I imagine, no, she does not drop the ball back to Zeta. She's going to keep it going. Schwanke with a near side shot, puts it back over to his offside. Unable to make a strong back shot. Brandon Phillips with an offside back shot. Cambiaso coming back. Robert Tito says, go ahead, you're playing well, girl. And Cambiaso taking it over, and now Brandon Phillips going to ride her off. Backed up there by Schwartz with a nice back shot. Oh, and that ball just hit the field and stopped right there, unable to get to Chayton. And now Hope Ariano coming in as well. Schwartz overrides. Schwanke hooks Ariano out of the play. Now gets back to the offside. Schwanke bringing it to the outside, trying to stay ahead of Mia. And now takes Mia on his hip. Works the ball on the near side over to the boards. He's got the other direction to go. They are going back to the left of our center camera. And now Schwanke sending players down the field, allowing Mia Cambiaso to clear. Does not want to hit into a pony. And now Schwanke releases the ball, looking for Brandon Phillips, but that ball ends up just past the right boot of Robert Tito Zeta. But Brandon Phillips making a great play right here, and Phillips working that ball back towards goal. Hope Ariano coming in to break things up, which allows Robert Tito to make a near side shot, and Joseph Schwartz in there for the shot, leaves it for Phillips, and the ball just wide right there, and I believe we heard a whistle. I think they were playing the advantage on a play, and we'll see what the two umpires decide.
All right, so here with 1:45 on the clock, 1 goal difference. And that is a tremendous amount of time in the game of polo, especially the way these two teams are playing, because they are going back and forth, just rolling. On the replay right here, they come together, and that's an interesting one. You come over to make the left, to make the near side. Brandon has the opportunity to come in there on the offside. They come together, and so I like this call. I mean, Zeta falling across the right-of-way after the shot.
Yeah, and I think we also had a Dundas player ride into Joseph Schwartz's shot, too.
Okay, so you come in there, but remember that they're a little tough, and Brandon doing a good job there. He's going to go ahead and take the opportunity here at the open goal.
Penalty 2, Brandon Phillips, no problem with that shot. So his second penalty 2 of the game. And Dale, we can talk about the late whistle right here, because I think there was a late whistle on that play. They were playing the advantage. And, sometimes if you blow the foul right directly when it happens, and then they miss the foul shot, you think, as an umpire, I wish I'd have let them finish it out.
Yeah, you need to learn the late whistle. I learned that early in my career as a professional umpire with Steve Lane. You need to learn to play the late whistle because the game of polo develops in so many different ways. But watch out, get out of the way, because this kid's got a breakaway, and here comes Leon.
Schwanke chewing up valuable time, but Cambiaso, she's no quitter. She's going back, and Schwanke's going to shoot that ball towards goal, and that ball is going to be wide. So they have a 2-goal lead, 9-7. So the clock winding down with 50 seconds on it, and you know what? Robertito Zeta's got his work cut out for him. Can they get 2 goals with 45 seconds left? It's not an undeniable task, but a tough task as well, as Schwanke's coming back. He's going to give that play to Zeta. Zeta sends that ball along the ground. Brandon Phillips right in the back. First horn is on its way, so even if Dundas scores, that would end the overtime portion of the period. And Mia Cambiaso, that's just what she would like to do. Brandon Phillips is going to give it to her, let her go on through. Offside, ball hits the post on her near side shot, and Phillips unable to clear it. Going to give Robertito time to turn the ball, walk the dog, put it right on through. And what an exciting game, 9-8. Both semifinals with a 1-goal difference, Dale. So what a day for the 2023 Aspen Valley Cup. And right now, you've got some numbers for us to break down the second half of these two teams. Dracarys, they were ranked second, and Dundas was ranked third. So how do they compare from our boys in the studio?
Thank you, Steve. As always, what a game, man. I've enjoyed this day. We saw 2 different games. I mean, completely different games. This was a game where one team only fouled 3 times, and in our first game we had 23 fouls in our first semifinals. But this is the way the game of polo works sometimes. It does happen. Let's go back, 9-8. Both games were 1-goal differences. On the play here, though, Dundas, this is where they had some issues. 20 shots at goal, 13 shots by Dracarys. So just a little bit of an issue there, making some goals for the Dundas team, but you got to pat yourself on the back to have that many opportunities, because this morning we thought 17 shots by the Loudmouth team was a lot of goals, and I know Steve Lane will agree with me. 20 shots on goal is just a great offensive attack, so great shot there. But the knock-ins, Dracarys knocked in 11 times, so that is a lot of missed goals. 5 knock-ins by the Dundas team, so great shooting by the Dracarys team. Throw-ins, pretty even, 8-6, 8 by Dundas, 1 by Dundas, 6-1 by Dracarys. Fouls committed actually went against the Dracarys team. They actually fouled a lot more, and you saw that, and we talked about it. The Dundas team, they fouled a few more times, but only 6 fouls in the game. And Memo Gracida, when I played with him in the high goal, I used to foul 6 times myself a game, and he didn't like that. You got a whole team only scoring fouling 6 times. That's very well schooled, so congratulations to them. Penalties scored. It really didn't change the game, the penalties scored, because Dracarys scored 4 from the penalty line, and Dundas scored 3, and they were all mixed up. They were 60, 40s, and 30s, so it went back and forth. So just back and forth there. So really in the end, the Dundas 1 team, just some missed goals, but a great game, super fun to watch up and down the field. And for me and Steve and also everyone at the CTV Sports here, it's amazing to see 2 different games. You know, a game that was very competitive, very, very physical with a lot of fouls, and then a very open, wide open game. So they'll prepare for the finals, but the stage is set for Loudmouth and the Dracarys team. So congratulations to both of those teams. They'll get the scheduling together on that on when they'll play, so make sure you keep a line on that. And for Steve Lane, I'm Dale Schwetz. I speak for everyone at CTV Sports. I say thank you for making us the leaders of polo broadcasting. And always remember at CTV Sports that we love the polo.